Hey guys, I am on Forerunner and we have some new patch notes. Now, obviously PSA, Forerunner is kind of early. In about a month, we should have these patch notes, and these ones are pretty interesting. There's some good buffs, there's some different content things, and I just want to go over it pretty quickly with y'all. So, first of all, this is planned for the 11th, aka tomorrow, on Forerunner, which means it is not on global yet, but it gives us some insight into what to expect in the future. Starting off, we have a Diao-chan fix, which is a fix that has already happened and didn't work. They're fixing it again. Where the basic attacks in the Song of Sorrow stance was consider healing. After the fix, unhealable heroes can normally gain the inspiration and penetration effects granted by basic attacks in Song of Sorrow stance. Then we get to the buff. Okay, so we have Arrogance. If you guys remember, Arrogance was the highest voted when it came to some event they did, which is like vote for underappreciated hero or heroes that need a buff. And then we were able to pick which one. This is the one that people picked, even though I think he was probably the best one of the ones in that group. But hey, maybe he'll be good for Matrix after these changes. Arrogance is getting a buff. Now, the skill adjustments in Hellfire, it changed the hero enters Berserker stance, dealing 360% damage each attack launched and increasing attack range, to when attacking any distant target, the hero's weapon transforms into a demon boomerang, to the hero enters Berserker stance, dealing 360% damage with each attack launch and increasing attack range, and it doesn't change at all. At least that's what it seems, but if you read it, basically the only change in the ultimate is it's always the demon boomerang now. It's not just close people. So that's pretty weird. Anyways, Devil's Dance changed Demon Blades 25% chance for double strikes to Demon Blades and Demon Boomerang 25% chance to double strike. So even close up and far away, you could double strike. This would be pretty cool if he's able to do this in the ultimate, where he's able to hit twice while doing the ranged attack. I think that would be pretty good, and that seems to be what they're trying to do here. The A3 damage increase against targets afflicted with burning is plus 20%. If we go over to what it is right now, if the pop-ups would stop. Stop it! Ah! Okay, Arrogance. Arrogance A3 currently is 15%, so now it'll be 35% to targets afflicted with burning, which if you have Lust is going to be pretty easy to get, because he inflicts burning, or she inflicts burning. One of them inflicts burning, and it's just more damage, right? Then we're getting Awakening adjustment to the A5. Immediately gains the maximum attack speed bonus from talent upon entering Berserker stance. For the first 5 basics, damage increased by an additional 100% and inflicts 20% vulnerability. This is going to be a pretty good A5 from what it reads. Right now, it's just the maximum attack speed talent, and then the attacks dealing extra damage. That's normal. But now he's actually going to put out vulnerability, which is very, very good. Not a crazy buff, but he was already pretty good. And if this double chance becomes true for the ultimate, I could see his damage going up quite a bit. And then the awakening changes their dice. Going on, we have a more important one, which is going to be Giselle changes. Giselle's probably the worst ancient exclusive hero in the game, arguably, and she's getting changed. So Giselle, the Eternal Duelist, talent adjustment. Change the effect of Bloodbane from deals 120% AoE damage to 3 enemies in range, to increasing it to 160% to 5 enemies in range. Skill adjustment, Oblivion Strike is changed from increases damage dealt to enemies with HP percentage higher than 50% by 20% to increases damage dealt to enemies with HP percentage higher than 50% by 40%. So that's double the increase. Still not like a crazy, considering Giselle is so absolute garbage, but it is a buff. Awakening adjustments, the A1 ultimate damage frequency multiplies, but the ultimate's damage multiplier is minus 20%. Then we have the A3, when deployed, immediately gains 100% rage, which is pretty cool. Cannot die during the ultimate, so has a little bit of unyielding. Potentially she could be used for things like Valeria is used, because, you know, she stays alive there as well. A5 when the talent does damage, damage multiplier plus 40%. Vampiric Charm, changed, obtain Hero Celine to unlock the following bonus effect. Reduces her first deployment cost by 2 and increases her damage by 20% for 60 seconds during her first deployment. To obtain the hero, reduces Giselle's first deployment cost again and increases her damage by 30%. So overall, what do I think? I think it's a much needed buff. I honestly cannot vouch because I don't know how bad Giselle is because I've never used her because she's bad. So when it comes to this would have to be tested out. My opinion, I think she's not going to be a ton better, but honestly, the changes seem decent enough. All right. I like the more damage in everywhere. I just hope that they actually, tested to see if it did do damage. Not a terrible change, but hey, whatever. Moving on, Leikan fixed an issue where the ultimate failed to autocast against airborne units. Then we have some artifact adjustments like Arrogance getting the exclusive change to increases damage dealt to targets inflicted with burning by 30%. During the effective Hellfire, attacking nearby enemies will inflict burning on them. 2 increases it to 30%, and during Hellfire, ignores 10% defense when attacking enemies inflicted with burning. So he doesn't put it out himself anymore, which could slightly be an issue, but ignoring defense is really good. Alright, then we go to Twin Fiend, which the exclusive is getting a little bit of a fix, and the Dwarven Strider is getting a skill description change. Account optimization, added a switch account button to the tutorial stage battle scenario. This is really good for me whenever I make a new account, or I need to add an emulator. Like this right now is recorded on an emulator because you have to use an Android device or an emulator for Forerunner. And I had to go through a ton of tutorial BS to get there. Good change for me. Void adding a skip function for boss stages in normal, elite, and hard difficulties of Void Rift. Where the hell is the nightmare? Well, they're adding an auto fight to this, which is good. We didn't have an auto fight before, but as long as you complete it one time, you can auto fight the bosses now, which is great. Hopefully it has gear save as well. Added 30x and 50x options to Gear Forge, which is pretty good. If there are enough Gear Forge materials for 30 or 50, the Forge 10x option will change. Added a goal system to the camp featuring daily, weekly, and challenge goals. You can select and display preset goals and quickly complete or navigate them. I assume there's slightly extra rewards. Both decent changes. Added achievements related to malware calls, artifact gems, or artifact augments, gems, and faction trials. Adjusted unlock conditions for Titanic Ruins Matrix 1. Now you have to get 30k in APOC 2, which is interesting to add because it makes no sense. I'm needing to change that, but hey, it's a change. Optimize the red dot display for Guild War Marshals. When performing artifact promotion, you can now check an option to hide enhanced. This one I really like. Added gallery collection rewards for each faction, granting attribute bonuses to heroes of all factions. I think that's already in the game. Maybe they're just expanding it. Increase the maximum number of rules for gear recommendation, doubling it. That is huge. I wanted to make a video on this sort of thing, but I literally ran out of rules and I couldn't get the thing I wanted, so then I never made one. Added new tabs to backup storage management, and Bolt Spiz. You could read the changes there. Also, the thing I like the most is there's more recast hammers in the Gear Dungeon shop because now we're getting a lot more currency. We can spend a little bit more. Level 4 keystones is going to be like the only way to reliably get these, and then reduce the purchase price of smoldering scales and sanguine fabrics. Hero summons, adding it up to 80,000 because people were hitting the 40,000 limit. You can get legendary awakening tokens, unpolished legendary soulstone shards. This is huge because this says, even if you are not getting over the 40,000, they're thinking of adding unpolished legendary soulstone shards to different rewards. So maybe we could see this in a boss at some point or some event. I think that's cool. Overall, what do I think? I think the Arrogance and Giselle changes were sorely needed. They definitely could get a lot better. I don't think they're going to be meta, but hey, buff is a buff, right? Then I really like the Void Drift change because that freaking annoys me every single week. And the Gear Dungeon shop is huge. And the fact that they're actually thinking of adding unpolished legendary soulstone shards somewhere. Even if it's not accessible for anyone but the top 1%. But eventually, people will get here, right? Overall, decent update. I don't have any complaints, but it's not like the craziest update ever. Anyways, that's it for me. See you guys in the next one. This is signing out.